Trump and his American First policy, that of which I voted for, is compromised, captured, spayed, and neutered at the feet of Benjamin Netanyahu and the true Congress of America, the American Jewish lobby who owns our congressman. Allow us to dive in with Max Blumenthal and allow him to break down what is what. Allow us to dive in.
The Trump administration was told in advance of the Israeli attack on Qatar. They didn't do anything to stop it, just as they
Well, apparently they were told once the attack was in play, and that did not give them any time to try and prevent anything.
It shows the level of disrespect and power dynamics that Israel and Netanyahu can treat Trump like their own personal cuck. And then transcripts from the Israeli military command show that.
And where is Benjamin Netanyahu today? Is
the
he in
Israeli
the Oval
military more, well, let me just say that Netanyahu is going to be able to drag the U.S. back into another war with Iran, just as he did before, knowing that he couldn't go in and finish a war that he started without the Trump administration going along and basically letting him escape. And most Americans don't want this. Charlie Kirk personally lobbied against this inside the White House.
Israel started the war with Iran?
American soldiers to fight and die for a crazy little apartheid state. But you have this dynamic where Miriam Adelson has contributed hundreds of millions of dollars to Donald Trump, paying for his campaign. This is an Israeli asset. And now, and this goes to the Tony Blair question that Pierce asked, Larry Ellison has contributed something like $300 million to.
So Larry Ellison is buying TikTok, or a huge stake in TikTok. I just deleted my TikTok because they seek to censor and control everything. And Max Blumenthal will break this down clearly. Until you and I wake up and understand that Israel, Netanyahu control not only our president, not just Donald Trump, but all the ones that have preceded him, both Dem and Republican, and they control our congressman, absent Thomas Massey, and probably MGT, Margaret Green Taylor, or Margaret Taylor Greene. I don't know if I got that correct or not, but you know who I'm talking about. These are the only two that seem to be standing up, especially on the Republican side. Now, let's dive back into it. Allow him to continue.
The Tony Blair Institute, and they're going to use that to collect the data of people in Gaza who will be put in, as the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation said in its internal documents, biometric concentration camps after they're ethnically cleansed from the north. And all of these tech companies, I don't know, Katie, if Elon will be involved in this, but they will come in and reap massive contracts from this Holocaust, and Tony Blair will be shepherding in those contracts as he did in the occupied West Bank as a so-called peace negotiator. This is Tony Blair's real role. And what is Larry Ellison doing in the United States? He's buying Paramount to do propaganda films for Israel. His son is buying CBS, and they'll put Barry Weiss as editor-in-chief. This is the takeover that Netanyahu outlined in the meeting with Deborah Leah and these other influencers that they're seeking to buy and control because they've lost the propaganda war. So it is an 8-front war, and Donald Trump is under, as Tucker Carlson's sources said, Netanyahu's thumb. This is the worst foreign meddling that we have ever witnessed. I agree with Alan that Russiagate was a hoax. This is the real foreign meddling scandal. It's Israelgate.
That is true. And this is why, again, I have lost all respect for Donald Trump. I voted on the policies of making America first, of securing the border, and of being able to recognize and demonstrate the actual fact that biological men will forever be biological men, and biological women will forever be biological women. And this is why I voted for him on those 3 bases. But I also voted with the idea that he was a wild card, that he was not captured. Not that I liked him or anything like that. I thought he was absent from the deep state captured. He is absolutely captured by Netanyahu and the Israeli lobby and the American Jewish lobby. This is a clear fact. Everything that Matt said was right on point. Trump has no power when it comes to Netanyahu and Israel. Israel and Netanyahu have all the power when it comes to Trump and our Congress, and they are a welfare state that is basically putting out power over the state that actually is funding them and the state that actually goes to war for them, because they can't do what they do out the power and the money of America, but yet they dictate to America what is what. Trump, he has totally laid down and become a weak, spineless individual when it comes to Israel and when it comes to the American First agenda. Many of you side with a political party and you ride with them no matter what, no matter if they go against what it is that they told you that they would do, no matter if you see clearly that they are actually being compromised, and they have been compromised. He is compromised. Many individuals like to say, well, he's playing chess and everybody else is playing checkers. He's not playing chess. He's straddling the fence. He'll give you a little something, but the big issues, he is compromised. The freedom of speech, he is compromised. Going to war and doing the bidding of Israel to go in and kill not only hundreds, kill thousands, 50,000, 60,000 people in Gaza, ethnically cleansing that area, killing men, women, and children, a bunch of babies. We are funding a genocide, and they're using our taxpayer dollars. Those dollars that we work for this government can do something for us, but yet it does something for Israel at the top of the ladder. Israel is first when it comes to these politicians and this president and every president that likely came before him for the last 40 to 50 years. And if they don't bow down to these individuals, something happens to them. So this is why America would never be first as long as you and I side with a political party instead of siding with agendas. We see that Trump has done what he said he would not. He said he would put America first, that he would make America great, that he would uplift Americans. He's doing absolutely the opposite because he is compromised by Israel. He has put out and kowtowed to the ideology of having us surveilled with Palantir, a whole new way of control. But this individual says he's about free speech. He's about the freedom of choice. He's about this. They're going along to try to censor individuals in the wake of the tragic death of Charlie Kirk. Everything that he blames the left for, he is now doing himself. And this is why I can't respect him and pretty much any other politician that represents either the right or the left. As soon as you realize the chaos that you experience in your life, the everyday Americans, is simply or is most likely due to the fact that these two parties are captured by outside forces who don't care about the American society as a whole, those who are middle class and below, and you continue to choose a side as if either one of these individuals have delivered any real true growth for the American people. The American dollar buys less now than it did, I think, 20, 30 years ago. The American people and the gap between the lowest 80 to 90% and the top 10% has escalated. The COVID situation, the biggest transfer of wealth when they forced you into believing and going along with the COVID situation, in which all the lies are being exposed about pretty much everything they said about COVID when it came to the vaccines being able to control it, the vaccines being able to protect you, the vaccines not causing any type of harm to the human body, safe and effective. You went along with that, and you And many individuals have suffered the cost of that. And this is why, again, I took myself out of TikTok, because it's going to be a censoring form now. They wanted to take it over. Trump facilitated that. Trump isn't about freedom of speech, isn't about America first. Trump is compromised. Trump is controlled. Trump has been spayed, neutered, and he has been neutralized. He's a spineless individual at this point, and I rest my case. Have a beautiful day. Sending you peace and always love. Peace.